imagine this. You are CEO or CEO of like a top 100 companies in the Forbes. Okay, you are really busy, and then you're going to have a meeting with a really important client, and you got a whole company to run. Okay, so you have to like ask assistant or a deputy to do something for you. Okay, and before you got inside that like a secret meeting where you can't bring your inside your phone or something like that, or you can't like you can't mind the company business. You have to focus on that meeting. This deputy, this assistant, have to do tons of decision and have to execute tons of things for you. So it's not like you ask that assistant, well, do A or do B, do C, do D, something like that. But you have to give them a series of instruction, and you have to let the assistant or deputy to make some decision based on certain criteria while you're away. And you have to execute a certain thing without you knowing it, okay? So it's sort of like a delegation. Because you are not just going 1 or 2 minutes meeting, maybe one day, okay? During that day, a lot of things can happen. So it's not just one directive, it's not just one instruction. There are multiple instructions based on different scenario. So the same goes for the programming, okay? You can't just ask a coder, right, standing here and based on different scenario and write code live. Normally, people just click and open this app and just do whatever they want without actually the programmer can't without sleep, just stand by 24/7, and you got some thing wanting me to do, right? I will write it down for you. Okay, you are the CEO. You are pretty busy, right? You are going to the parties, going to the meetings all the time. So you have to find a perfect solution. You find this perfect executive or deputy or assistant to help me do that thing. Okay. So let's go back. How to achieve that? Just think about it. How to achieve that? You will not just get one instruction, because you can this is like one day or even like 1 month or 1 week. It doesn't really matter. But it's during a period of time, during a duration of time, there are countless execution to be made without your presence. Okay, so it's not just one instruction, but rather a series of instruction, right? The first thing, let me just write it down for you, so hopefully that will give you more, So first is multiple or sequential execution. Did I spell that correctly? Execution, yeah. So sequential execution means that there are countless instruction, but you have to achieve sequentially, following a certain order, one after another. So for example, go to the meetings, go to your go to the office, open my computer and open the email, check email, and then find the emergency and solve the emergency, and then go to the secondary task, and then hold the meeting and call some a department, something like that, and then execute that. You got a one by one, okay? Execute one after another. So it's a sequential execution. It's not for every execution is just one instruction or series of instructions without you knowing it, okay? It's a lot of things going on, and one by one. The first thing. The second thing is that sometimes we need to make the decision of, which series of execution that we should make. Okay, so there are some conditional execution. Okay, this is execution. I'm just not going to write it. Okay, conditional execution. So basically, based on certain scenario, I'll execute this series of things, and based on another scenario, I will execute this sort of thing. So, for example, this company is like a fund managing company. I previously worked as an international trust, managing a lot of funds, investing in the stock market, so there were in the contract there will be certain price limit, okay? So certain price limit, and if the stock price is above, is sell. If the stock price is below that threshold, it's buy. Okay? So based on different market condition, you're going to execute that differently. Okay? And a little bit about myself and some of my formal career story. During the stock crisis, I believe this is in 1918. 1915 and 1918. I can't remember the exact date, but that's like a serious stock market crash in Asia is because of the like automatic trading tool, and so basically there are like a selling order automatically, because I also write the program for this kind of trading algorithm. So basically, if you're reaching certain point, right, like below a certain point, and then you have to sell, no longer buy, because you have to sell it because it's like maybe it's a stock market crash, something really bad happens, so that like you have to sell it, because the whole fund is like a layer products, right? There are some like a higher revenue, a higher return section, and a lower return section, and so basically there's like leverage here, and this is like really complex. I will just quickly mention this. So this is same because it's connected to the conditional execution. So because of the contract, the interior design, you have to sell when the market price like reaching to a certain level, drop down to a certain level, you have to sell. Contractually, you have to sell because it's agreed. And so we have to sell because the market goes down. We have to sell, and it's a huge amount of money. Okay, it's not just like you and me trading like a few thousands or even I don't know, hundreds of thousands. It's like millions of stock being dumped in the market because of the product design, right? You reach a certain like price, you have to sell on whatever price that's available. You have to sell. It's like automatic execution, and so in that really bad condition, contractually you have to sell. Because if you sell, it will influence the whole market. The whole market just enter into a selling spree, just going down and down and down, because it's not just our fund. It's like multiple funds, countless funds in the market, and as market they got like a lot of products that actually designed this way, so they are reaching their price limit, and once they reach that threshold, trigger automatic sell. Okay, so more and more people starting to sell, and the market just going down in a panic mode. Okay, so then this is like really complex, like different forces going on, and then like the whole market just like freeze, stop trading. It's crazy times, but I want you folks to know that this is exactly why we need this kind of like design structure to solve problem, but also you have to be smart about it, because I want to show you the problem solving skill, but there is also a limit, especially like you write some like a program to solve the problem. You have to like manually interfere in order to make it like most protect the font, or protect the how to say that, protect the advantage that you have. So yeah, just to give you a little bit context about the conditional execution. So under certain condition, like just like in simple English, if something happens, do this. Else, if something happens, do this, right? And then else scenario, do this. Okay, this is like a typical program terms. And so basically, like you are the CEO, you go to the meeting, so you are going to say beforehand to the deputy, say, well, if company A comes to the meeting, right? Come to A, right? Like you're going to attack our company, right? Doing a like aggressive acquisition, something like that. We're going to execute this plan, right? Else if company B decide to buy us, right? Sell that, something like that, right? Else, remain normal operation, something like that. Okay, so basically you can like arrange a series of condition, and then that's your deputy to execute that based on the condition, even without you. Okay, you'll have a meeting. So this is like second thing. The third thing is of course the loop. Okay. So for example, you can execute this for a day if you like just have a meeting for a day, or if you have a vacation, okay, on some island without communication with outside world, or when you just want to off the grid, you can make a loop. So every day, just repeat that, without me interfering. Okay, so like a loop, execute all that, it goes back to start, unless I break it, right? A lot of loops, we will have a specific section for that, like a for loop, a while loop, and do while, something like that, right? Pretty common in programming. But I want you to imagine loop like repeat this day until I break it, or something like that. Okay, while I'm away, continue to do that, right? Do this sequential execution and conditional execution. Continue to do that. Okay, and of course you can embed it some function call. What do I mean by that? Sorry, yeah, I've been have a really bad fever, maybe COVID. I'm not sure. Doesn't really matter. I'm recovering now. So functional call is that you got like a series of instruction that once certain condition is reached, okay, you want to execute that, but it's not like it can be explained in just a 1 or 2 sentence, okay? You're asking your deputy, well, if something happens, go to the first drawer, right? Take out the menu, and then execute this thing on the menu, okay? They got like step-by-step tutorial. Do something, do this, do that, okay? So basically that's the functional call. You got tons of things that sort of wrap it in certain function, right? Like a certain like user menu or something like that, right? Something happens, right? Do this, and then execute whatever inside this menu, okay? Execute that, and then good to go, and then start the whole loop, something like that, okay? So basically, the whole process I just talked about, this is called control flow. I'm going to write it here. Control flow. To understanding the control flow, it's essential for us to write that really complex and efficient and effective program, right? So instead of just like stand by 24/7 and write code and debug and all that, you can write something and it will automatically execute and it can handle different scenario. Won't break. Continue to do. So the basic of the programming is about control flow. You execute a series of code and it can automatically execute until certain condition reached, whether you interfere with it or whether like there is like a series of bugs and then break it, or maybe you time it until a certain time, execute that. So all this programming structure basically is just a really, really complex control flow. Just like you hire an AI assistant or hire like a human deputy, human assistant, while you are away, the whole company is still running automatically. It's not like you have a meeting, the whole company operation just stopped. Won't like that, right? We're still operating automatically and can still handle different scenario, different condition. The same goes for the program, okay? So that's exactly what we're going to dive a little bit deeper into. So yeah, let's learn more about control flow.